There's 8 different MAME emulators on here. They're separated into different categories so it could run on the native OS. It has something to do with the RAM. I haven't fully wrapped my head around what the cause is because I'm actually not a programmer. I'm just taking advantage of what they've done. So what we got here is MAME Atari Namco, MAME Capcom, MAME Classic, MAME Diesel, MAME Konami, MAME Others, MAME Others 2, and MAME Vector Sega. So I got games working on each one of these emulators. A problem that you'll run into is if you don't have any working ROMs for that emulator and you log in, or you actually boot up the emulator, what it's going to do is it's going to lock up on you and you're going to have to manually reset with the little pinhole reset button. That's really frustrating, especially when you're trying to find ROMs that will work for this native OS emulator. So I'm going to show you the ones I got working. Not necessarily them in gameplay, because that will take a lot of time, but I'll show you a few examples. So for this specific MAME Atari Namco emulator, I got one ROM working for it, and that's Escape. Let's see what we got here. Waiting for second processor. I'm not going to name the title until it shows up on the screen, just to build suspense. And we're waiting for the second processor, and it seems to be doing something. And we got Escape from Planet of the Robot Monsters. Now, I've actually never played this growing up, so I'm very unfamiliar with it. What I have played of it, it's really quirky and has kind of a neat sense of humor, so it's definitely worth playing or giving a shot at least once. Now, in order to reset and get back to the original navigation menu, I'm going to have to hit Start, Select, L and R at the same time, so let me go ahead and do that. And there's a bit of a delay, and it kind of locks up on you and then takes you back. You hit L and R again to exit out of that screen. You could hit L and R all day and all night, but if there's no working ROM on that specific emulator, it won't exit you out of there. You're stuck. It really sucks. So what we're gonna approach next is MAME Capcom, which of course is one of my favorites. I have Bionic Commando, Black Tiger, Block World, Capcom Baseball, Capcom Bowling Set 1, Diamond Run, X's, Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts I haven't got working. Ghosts and Goblins works great, so I don't know, it's just kind of tough. We also got Muscle Bomber Duo, Speed Rumbler, Trojan, and Turtle Ship. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here and move on to the next. Make a note of those ROMs because those are the only ones I've found working for it so far. I pretty much try to isolate every ROM that I could find available working for this. Now I got MAME Classic on here. For MAME Classic I got some Donkey Kong knockoffs. We got Crazy Kong Set 1, Double Dragon 2, which I actually haven't got working, so a bunch of people have said that it works. I haven't got it working. Monkey Donkey, Mr. Do Universal, which does work and is freaking awesome. Pole Position, which actually I don't have working at this point. Rygar, Tron Set 1 and Tron Set 2. Tron and Rygar, they both work great. A bunch of classic games here, hence the name of the emulator. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. We got MAME Diesel. For MAME Diesel, I got Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, which does work. Karate Champ US, which is really awesome. Way more authentic than the iPhone version, which is supposed to be pretty arcade accurate, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Karnov and Vigilante World. On MAME Konami, I have 88 games, the 88 games, so it's not 88 different games, but it's the Olympic Games of 88. Contra, Crime Fighters, US 4 players, and Sunset Riders, US 2 players. I'll go ahead and bring up 88 games just to clarify what it is. Alright, so it's saying the Ram's okay. Now here we are, we're looking at the Olympic torch. Little opening ceremony. This game is actually kind of neat. It's like a track and field for NES on steroids. So I could really appreciate this game. I've had some fun playing around with it. Given it about 5 minutes, but I know I'll come back for seconds. This is kind of a neat game. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here again by pressing Start, Select L and R. And it freezes up for a second and then takes you out. Hit L and R again. And now we're moving on to MAME Others. MAME Others, I got Map Mania working and Punch Out. Punch Out, the arcade version, is really awesome. I actually prefer it to the Wii version, which says a lot. Mostly for the nostalgia factor, but again, it's like, you know, it's somewhere in between the NES and the Super NES Super Punch Out, so it's really, really neat. Mike Tyson doesn't cameo in this, unfortunately, but it's still a great game. I'll go ahead and start this up. You do have to tweak the controls, or actually the screen, for this one, the aspect ratio. I turn it to rotate and fast, which is okay, but if you do rotate in half size, you're going to get full speed out of this, and it's really a game that's worth playing through. I'm going to start it up for you on rotate and fast, which is kind of gets bogged down, but you'll get to see what it does. And this is one of those games that you actually have to rotate your Dingoo for. The arcade had 2 monitors, one for each opponent, one on top of the other, so it's kind of neat that way. But when you're playing just one player mode, you get you know, one of the screens to yourself and the other one just displays stats or whatever, as far as I remember. So I'm exiting out of this one, and we're coming down to the end of the list here. We only got 2 more. We got MAME Others 2. For this one, I just have Superman working. Superman is a pretty cool arcade game. It actually had something that caught my eye when I was a kid, which if you wanted to play 2 players, it just had basically another Superman with a color palette swap where his suit was like red. It's kind of a neat game. There's been other better Superman games since, but if you remember playing this as a kid, there's no substitute. I'm going to go ahead and continue out of this one. For MAME Others 2, I've really had trouble finding ROMs that work. Superman so far is my only one that will work. Now we got the MAME Vector Sega. I don't recall too many games working for this. I was really hoping for Michael Jackson's Moonwalker arcade version to work on here, just because I never got to beat it as a kid, and you know, I'd played at the bowling alley and maybe get to past the second level and then run out of quarters. So I still haven't got it working. If any of you want to drop a comment underneath this video on which version you do have to work, and maybe a link that's disguised with a few characters, then I'd love you for it. So here I only have Shadow Dancer working. It's kind of like a Shinobi sort of game. Some consider it better, some worse. I like it. It has a dog. That's kind of neat. It's a sidekick. For its time, is revolutionary, but now it's been done time and again. Fallout 3. Anyways, that's the final game I'm going to show you on here. This is the native Dingoo OS MAME version 1.0, and it works pretty good. I can complain, but I'm not going to, because I'm just grateful to have it.